Anime fans are hilarious because we will watch Ayanokoji emotionally bankrupt an entire classroom, stare at the screen and say, yeah, I need to be more like him. Bro, no. You do not need to become a walking spreadsheet with trauma DLC. You do not need to answer every text like you are negotiating peace between Class D and your avoidant attachment style. And you definitely do not need to look dead inside just because you bought one black hoodie and watched 3 edits with funk music. But here is the uncomfortable part. Ayanokoji is not popular by accident. He represents the fantasy a lot of high performers secretly have. Never panic, never need anyone, never get exposed, never lose control. That sounds powerful until you realize the same thing saving you is also trapping you. Today we are talking about control, not lazy control, not basic control. I mean the type of control that makes you competent, useful, respected, and quietly exhausted. I mean the type of control that protects you from vulnerability so well that eventually nobody can touch your heart, not even the people trying to love you. This is Michael Yearby, your growth strategist, and you're locked in with From Anime to Action, the podcast where we watch the scenes, learn the lessons, and execute. And before we get too serious, if you need music that feels like anime training arc energy with hip-hop emotion behind it, check out Rashad Oliver's anime-fused hip-hop music. The link is in the description below. Put it on when you are driving, training, writing, healing, or staring dramatically out of a window like you just realized your whole character arc needs a budget meeting. Classroom of the Elite works because the school is not just a school. It is a pressure cooker with uniforms, private points, rankings, hidden rules, social games, betrayal, image management, fake alliances, real fear. It is basically LinkedIn with exams and prettier lighting. And in the middle of all that is Ayanokoji. Calm, distant, strategic, controlled. He watches people the way most of us watch our bank account after buying food delivery twice in one day. No panic on the outside. Everything measured. Everything calculated. He rarely gives people the full truth of what he feels, what he wants, or what he can really do. That is why high performers love him. Because when life feels messy, Ayanokoji feels clean. When people are unpredictable, he feels safe. When everyone else is reacting, he is observing. When everyone else is emotionally bleeding in public, he is standing there like the final boss of self-control. But here is truth mode. Control is not the same thing as peace. Ayanokoji's control is effective, but it is not connection. It can win a game, but it cannot build a home inside his own life. It can move people, but it struggles to be known by people. And that is the trap. When control becomes your personality, you do not just manage situations. You start managing your soul. Some of you know exactly what I mean. You overmanage the schedule. You overmanage the plan. You overmanage the tone in your messages. You overmanage your face when you are hurt. Somebody asks, "Are you good?" And you hit them with the corporate anime dub. "I am functioning within acceptable parameters." No, you are not good. You are buffering emotionally. You do not overmanage because you are evil. You overmanage because somewhere in your story, being unprepared cost you something. Being honest cost you something. Needing somebody cost you something. So now your nervous system said, cool, we will never be caught slipping again. And at first, it works. Control helps you survive chaos. It helps you become responsible. It helps you stop depending on unreliable people. It gives you discipline, structure, standards, and results. I respect that. I am not here to clown your strength. Some of you are alive because you learned how to control what you could when life would not protect you. I get that personally. I have had seasons where control felt like maturity, but underneath it was fear wearing a uniform. I could organize the mission, lead the room, sound calm, give guidance, and still not know how to admit, I am hurt, I am tired, I am scared this will fall apart. It is a strange thing to be trusted by everyone and still feel like nobody is allowed to see you. That is the Ayanokoji mirror. The world rewards the part of you that performs. It praises the cold head. It praises the useful person. It praises the one who does not need much. But if you are only valued when you are controlled, you will start believing connection is a liability. That is how control becomes a cage. Here is the real life diagnosis. Over-control usually comes from 3 hidden fears. First, fear of being disappointed. You would rather do everything yourself than trust someone and watch them fumble something that matters to you. Second, fear of being exposed. You keep people at a safe distance because if they get too close, they might see the messy part behind the competence. Third, fear of losing value. Deep down, you worry that if you are not useful, impressive, calm, productive, or in control, people might not choose you. That is heavy, and it is also common. A lot of high performers are not addicted to success. They are addicted to not feeling helpless. Control says, if I manage everything, I cannot be hurt. But life says, congratulations, you also cannot be loved properly, helped properly, corrected properly, or known properly. So let us move from diagnosis to execution. Here are 5 rules to escape the control cage without becoming careless, weak, or emotionally chaotic. Rule 1. Name the mission before you control the room. Ask yourself, what am I actually trying to protect right now? Are you protecting the outcome, or are you protecting your ego? Are you managing the standard, or are you avoiding the discomfort of trusting someone else? Ayanokoji is brilliant because he sees the game clearly. You need that same clarity with yourself. Before you control the meeting, the relationship, the project, or the conversation, name the real mission. If the mission is excellence, control can serve it. If the mission is never feeling vulnerable, control will poison it. Rule 2. Separate standards from survival behavior. High standards are healthy. Survival control is different. Standards say, this matters, so let us do it well. Survival control says, if this is not perfect, I am unsafe. Standards can invite people in. Survival control pushes everyone out. The goal is not to stop caring. The goal is to stop turning every inconvenience into a threat. You are allowed to be disciplined without acting like every mistake is the villain arc of your life. Rule 3. Give people a clean lane. If you want connection, you have to stop giving people fake responsibility while secretly holding the steering wheel. Some of you delegate like a villain. You say, I trust you, but your eyes are tracking every movement like security cameras at the school. Then when they make one small mistake, you snatch the task back and say, see, this is why I do it myself. No. Give people a clean lane. Define the standard. Define the deadline. Define what success looks like. Then let them move. You can inspect without suffocating. You can lead without hovering. You can correct without controlling every breath. Rule 4. Practice one honest sentence. Do not start with a full emotional documentary. Start with one sentence. I do not like how exposed this makes me feel. I am struggling to trust this process. I need help, but I do not want to feel weak asking for it. I care about this more than I am acting like I do. That one honest sentence is how you crack the cage door open. Vulnerability is not dumping your whole life on somebody at 2:13 a.m. because the playlist got too accurate. Vulnerability is truth with responsibility. It is letting someone see what is real without making them carry what is yours to heal. Rule 5. Build connection without surrendering your identity. A lot of control people think connection means losing power. It does not. Real connection is not surrender. It is alignment. It is the ability to let someone matter without giving them the remote control to your entire self-worth. Ayanokoji's distance is useful in a hostile system, but your real life cannot only be a hostile system. If you treat every room like an exam, every person becomes a variable, every friendship becomes a strategy, and every relationship becomes another place where you cannot relax. That is not strength. That is emotional solitary confinement with good posture. And this is where I want to slide in the book, because the anime mindset was built for moments like this. It takes the lessons we see in anime and turns them into real-world power, discipline, resilience, leadership, focus, purpose, and emotional growth. Not fake hype, not believe harder and magically become the Hokage. Practical mindset work for fans, dreamers, and doers. The link is in the description below. Now let me handle the objection I already hear from the controlled people in the back, sitting straight, arms crossed, judging the audio quality. Michael, if I stop controlling everything, people will take advantage of me. Maybe. Some people will try. That is why boundaries exist. But boundaries and control are not the same thing. Boundaries define what you will and will not allow. Control tries to make sure nobody ever creates a feeling you do not like. Boundaries protect your peace. Control tries to prevent life from being life. Another objection. If I am vulnerable, I will look weak. No, reckless vulnerability can look unstable. Mature vulnerability looks powerful. A leader who can say, I do not have every answer, but here is the next move, is not weak. A partner who can say, that hurt me, and I want to talk about it without attacking you, is not weak. A friend who can say, I have been distant because I do not know how to ask for help, is not weak. That is emotional courage. And emotional courage is one of the rarest flexes left. We live in a culture where everybody wants the aesthetic of being unbothered. Everybody wants the Ayanokoji stare. Everybody wants the cold caption. Everybody wants to post, I move in silence, while checking who viewed the story every 6 minutes. Be honest, you are not unbothered. You are bothered with a better filter. And I am not judging you. I am calling you back to yourself. Because control can help you win the room, but connection helps you survive after the room is gone. Control can help you climb, but connection gives you somewhere to land. Control can make you respected, but connection helps you be remembered as human. So here is the identity shift. You are not becoming careless. You are becoming connected. You are not lowering your standards. You are removing fear from the driver's seat. You are not losing your edge. You are learning how to use your edge without cutting everyone who tries to get close. You are not weak because you need people. You are wise when you choose the right people and stop making loneliness look like discipline. Ayanokoji shows us what control can do. He also shows us what control can cost. The lesson is not be less strategic. The lesson is do not become so strategic that you forget you are still human. Control without connection becomes a cage. And if this hit a little too hard, good. That means your next level is not more control. Your next level is cleaner truth. Take the Stuck Pattern Scorecard. It is a 2-minute assessment that helps you identify which hidden emotional pattern is blocking your next level. Hesitation, performance, control, drift, unworthiness, or fear of consequences. No fake hype, no generic motivation, just the truth and your next move. The link is in the description below. And next up in this series, we are going into Call of the Night. You call it freedom, but it's drift. Because sometimes what you call freedom is really avoidance with better lighting. Grab the free booklet, lock in, and remember this: your anime arc does not start when you control everyone. It starts when you finally stop hiding from yourself.